Hey everybody, Sunday, July 27th. Looking at the 60-minute Astro Excel. I'm looking at from the 16th onward to the current day. You can see we're at the start of the week here where we get the solid blue line that comes in on a Sunday. You can see I've highlighted with rectangles 3 different places on this chart. Just want to show the difference between the bullish and the neutral areas. Going back to the 16th here, you can see that we were up riding the plus 20 line here, and we were bouncing between the plus 10 and plus 20 line, just kind of flatlining across that zone for that about 3-day period. And you can see when we were in that area, the market was bullish. When we're above the plus 10 line, we're bullish. When we're below the minus 10 line, it tends to be bearish. The area between minus 10 and plus 10 is kind of a neutral area. It doesn't mean the market won't move in the neutral area. It just means the astrological influence is minimal. So in this area here that was bullish between late on the 15th and through the 18th, when the green line was up in that above that plus 10 area, we had that uptrend in the market. Notice how when the green line started tracking downward here is a place where we got the reaction. It's not always perfect sync, but when you see the line changing direction, you can pretty much guess that you're going to get a reaction in that direction coming up. Notice how in the area where we were between the plus 10 and minus 10 on the 20th through the 22nd, the market was pretty much flat. There was not any astrological influence, and the market was just relatively range bound in that zone. Just because it's flat on the indicator doesn't mean that the trading action is going to be flat. In this case, it was. Then when we moved back up above the plus 10 line and we're between the plus 10 and plus 20 line to the end of the week, notice we had the bullish move to the upside. Notice how we had an upward bias on the green line here, then it tracked down, dipped below the 10 line for a little bit. Notice how that's when we had the slightly downward correction here in that same period. Green line back up again, market back up, had a little bit of a correction there, and then kind of flat to up bias the rest of the week. Let's take a look at what we have coming up ahead for this week. We're still in bullish mode. Coming into Monday here, we're going to be between the 10 and 20 lines on the positive side until here where we cross below the 10 line at about 145 on Monday. And then we're going to be in neutral territory until we break out of there on the 30th. Late in the day, and then we're pushing up and we get above the 20 line over here where we peak out late on the 31st, and then we dip back down and get into the neutral zone again on Friday. We've got some blue line spikes. We've got the spike high right here. This is going to be about 1450 on the 28th. On the 29th, we've got a spike low, or on the 28th, a spike low at 2100 roughly. Then on the 29th, we've got the spike low at about 6 a.m. Spike high at about 2000. Then on the 30th, just about 1 a.m. for that peak there. This one here is close on the high, 7 a.m. on the 30th. Then we've got this low culminates at 1600 on the 30th. Then we get a big spike high on the blue line above the plus 20 at 2100. Then on the 31st, we've got highs backed up here, 4 a.m. and 10 a.m. and then a big spike low at about 1800. At the same time, we're getting the big spike high on the green line. So we've got an opposite push on the blue line and the green line at that point of the week. And then our last important point would be at 540 on the first Friday, and then 12:15 for that spike above plus 10 on Friday. So that's a look at the week ahead and a little bit of a look backwards to show how to assess the bias from the indicator.